We got a Revenge of the Nerds team featuring Marvel Comics Iron Man coming right up. Mr. Clicksflix is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning roll for all your gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page, using the links found in the description of this video. Welcome back to another Heroclix team building video. Today we are featuring a scientist theme team headed by Iron Man. This is a pretty cool little team here. It is a 300 point team. We got a couple little components here. We have Iron Rocket Man from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set. We have Iron Man at 165 points from Avengers Defenders War. We have Red Leader from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set. He is a prime figure. Then we also have the Symbiote from Superior Foes of Spider-Man and the Asgardian Shield from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set. So, as always in all these videos, we're going to take a look at each individual figure, then bring them back as a team and talk about how we're going to get this thing going. So, let's get that rolling. Alright, so up first on this team, we have the main character of this force, which is Iron Man, number 53 from Avengers Defenders War. He features the Avengers, Stark Industries, armor, and scientist keywords, and has a few really cool things going for him. First off, he has a special on his attack that is called All My Different Armors Merged into One. Give Iron Man a free action and choose any two standard powers except defensive powers. Until your next turn, he can use the chosen powers, but can't use his possessed standard speed, attack, or damage powers. So, pretty cool there. He's a nice pick-up power. Whenever you slap something on him, though, you do lose everything except for your defensive power. But as long as you plan accordingly, it's actually pretty useful. I use this guy for a top 4 team for an ROC, so he is pretty good. Then he has a special on his damage, and it's called Use My Armor to Imprison You. Give Iron Man a power action, and choose an opposing character within 3 squares in line of fire. Until your next turn, that character can't move or make ranged attacks, and Iron Man can't use invulnerability. So let's go ahead and flip this card over, take a look at the dial. Alright, so here we are looking at the dial. As we can see, at 165 points, he gives us a 7 range with 2 targets, which is actually pretty lengthy in the game now. At the 165 point starting line, he starts off with a 10 movement with running shot, 11 attack with that special where you can choose 2 powers except the defensive power. Then he has an 18 defense with invincible, to me probably the best defensive power in the game right now. And he also has indomitability and a 4 damage with shape change. So even if you didn't pick a power with him, his power assortment to begin with is just really strong. And then when you throw in that you can customize a specific adversary, just really makes him that much more to deal with. Got a pretty long dial at 7 clicks with some really heavy reduces on there. Then his running shot gives way to hypersonic speed, gets some outwit there. Pulse wave late dial along with that damage special to trap an opposing character in his armor. So speaking of armor, let's go ahead and talk about the other quote-unquote Iron Man on this team. Alright, so next up on the team is Iron Rocket Man, number 34 from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set. It is the cutest little raccoon ever in the Iron Man armor, Rocket Raccoon. He has a trait, which is from an alternate Earth, sideline active. Friendly characters named Iron Man or Rocket Raccoon that are equal to or more points than this character have free replace this character with the Mighty Thor number 34, Iron Rocket Man, on the same click number. So, we're not really getting anything out of it on this team, but that is a pretty cool trait if you have a low-costed Iron Man or an average-costed Rocket Raccoon on your team to be able to swap him out for this guy. He is very good, and we're going to get into that here in just a second. He also has a special on his damage called Ultimate Strategist. It is probability control. Once per turn, when an opposing character within range and line of fire would move, you may choose the first square that character moves into. Now, being able to choose the first square that character moves into Depending on the map, some maps have where as soon as you move into a particular square, damage is dealt. So that's something. You might be able to take a character that's near some hindering and doesn't ignore hindering, move them one square over so that they have to stop their movement in the hindering. It's actually a pretty powerful ability. He also has improved targeting, ignores characters. So let's go ahead and flip this over and take a look at the dial. So here we are looking at the dial. As you can see, Iron Rocket Man is 75 points, and I feel like you're getting quite a lot for that. Has a 7 range, single target. He has Running Shot, Psychic Blast, 17 defense with Energy Shield Deflection, and a 3 damage with that special, and a 3 damage with that Probability Control special. So really good there. I get a slight uptick on the base defensive value on that second click, but I actually like the first click a little bit more. It does have some range combat expert splashed in there. Overall, for 75 points, this guy's just really powerful. Really good. He has the potential to be a first tier attacker, but we're using him in a second tier capability, and he is more than capable of that. So let's go ahead and talk about the support on this team. Alright, and the last figure on this team is probably one of my favorites to play right now. It is Red Leader from the Mighty Thor Heroclix set, number 13B. He has the Thunderbolts and Scientist keyword. So again, we have that nice Scientist theme team, so we're getting a +3 roll to our map rolls. He has one trait that doesn't really matter because nobody on this team has the Thunderbolts keyword. So we're just going to skip over that. And he has a special on his damage, which is the main reason he's on this team. Genius level intellect, even if it kills me. Outwit, perplex. Red Leader may use his perplex as power if he does modify the chosen combat value +2 or -2 instead. Now it's been ruled on the win that he actually gets regular perplex in addition to that power action +2 perplex. So you're able to swing something either +3 or -3 with just this one figure. Plus you have that outwit. Just really a fantastic support figure. So let's flip this over, take a look at his dial. Alright, so as we can see here, he comes in at a very svelte 50 points, has a 0 range, 1 target, but as we know, for perplex and outwit, it is a minimum range value 6, so effectively for those powers he has 6 range. Starts off with sidestep with an 8 movement, 10 attack with nothing, 17 defense with super senses, and 2 damage with that special, which gives way to some poison, some stealth, and eventually just a standard perplex before he gets KO'd. But this guy's on here just to increase stats on the team. Really is going to help out. That's going to put either Iron Rocket Man or Iron Man at a possible 14 attack, which is just ridiculous. Or you could do a 12 attack for 6 damage, or a 13 attack for 5 damage with Iron Man, or just some really gross stuff with Iron Rocket Man. And let's go ahead and talk about the other game elements on this team. Alright, so last 2 items we're going to talk about on this team are our special objects. We have the Symbiote from Superior Foes of Spider-Man and the Asgardian Shield. Since Iron Man can't use powers he possesses, putting the symbiote on him is going to be a bit of a waste because we're going to lose that plasticity and we're going to lose that shape change. So I would suggest putting the Asgardian Shield, which gives energy shield deflection and Iron Man will not lose, to give his defensive stats a buff for range. And go ahead and give Iron Rocket Man that plasticity and that shape change. And then, if you want to, late game or whenever you feel is appropriate, go ahead and make that die roll, try to get that +1 to all of his combat values. Really would turn him into a hoss along with that Red Leader. So now that we talked about those, let's go ahead and bring the team back together, talk about how we're going to run. So now that we got the gang all together, how this team is going to work is we're going to use Iron Man to pick up the Asgardian Shield and equip it. Iron Rocket Man is going to pick up and equip the Symbiote. That way, that's really the best complementary power set that either one of them is going to get out of these objects. Iron Rocket Man already has energy shield deflection, and Iron Man would lose out on pretty much everything the symbiote gives him if he went to pick power. So that's the best combination on this team. And Red Leader's just going to hang out in the back, outwit people whenever a particular power is being a little bit difficult, and also increasing stats on these 2 behemoths so that we have some really good chances at hitting with attacks. No probability control on this team, a little bit concerning, but we have 2/3 pot, which makes it a good team in my mind. And overall, it's just going to be really fun. Iron Man's going to carry around Iron Rocket Man since he is a non-flyer, and Iron Man has been errated to be a flyer. And Red Leader's just going to trail behind, doing like I said with the perplexes and the outwits. And that's going to help keep tokens off of Iron Rocket Man, so that he's able to, take a pot shot, and then, Iron Man could possibly running shot away, carrying him. It's a really, actually a pretty potent little team. So now that we talked about this team, guys, I want in the comments below for you to go ahead and post your favorite team that features Iron Man. I really like seeing those. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. And if you really like the video and you want to support the channel, make sure to check out the description of this video for various ways to do that. Check me out on Patreon at patreon.com/MrClicksFlix. Also, if you're looking for some Heroclix swag, make sure to check out my Spreadshirt store. Really cool stuff going on there. I upload a new design every month or two. And if you're looking to just buy something off Amazon in general, make sure to click that affiliate link before you do that, so that a portion of your purchase will come back to Mr. ClicksFlix at no additional cost to you, so it's really a win-win for everybody. Alright guys, that's all I have for you to do today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.